Welcome back to Driveway Party. This is the 26th episode for anybody counting. Today we have the jet boat here, 3 episodes in a row. Never before happened on this channel. We're going to fill these holes with this West System epoxy fiberglass. This is what Amazon recommends. You guys know I love Amazon. And there's really no information online on how to use that stuff. So I'm just going to wing it and hopefully the boat doesn't sink. I probably will release a video more technical on how to do that. I'm sure you guys don't care, but other people will. So let's get to it. All right, so in the last episode, you saw me take the exhaust off, and I cut these little donut-shaped boys. So since I don't know what I'm doing, I think I'm going to duct tape them in place, and the first time fiberglassing will be on the inside, right? So it'll be on the inside, out of sight, so you guys won't give me a hard time about it when it looks like crap. So my plan is to duct tape these in place, fiberglass the inside, let it cure overnight, and then hopefully I learn something and I can do a better job on the outside where everybody will see it. Structure is the most important thing. I kind of don't care how it looks, but I kind of do. To fill that hole, I cut with a hole saw this wood plug that's going to go in here, and I'm going to fiberglass the inside first to hold it. So on this side I have painter's tape holding the piece of wood there, and I'm gonna do the fiberglass on the inside and let it cure, and then I'm gonna take the tape off, and then it will be held by the fiberglass, and then I'll do the outside of the hole, and then we'll be on to the next step.
Cut this out. Cut this out. Cut this out.
What's that? So I'm going to try to do a little bit of a small batch first. That's the 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to set this on here.
So if it has to be 1/5 of that, just do like a quarter, I would say.
Oh yeah, touch more.
Very tiny. That is more.
Put it all in.
That's good. That's good. That's definitely like almost a quarter. I don't know. It looks like an egg omelet. It's like a clear egg omelet.
Let's get a close look. So yeah, we're trying to get peanut butter. This stuff is super powdery. It's starting to get a little elasticy, right? A little stringy.
Yeah, well, I gotta go farther in. It's just I was trying to get that.
So they say between ketchup and peanut butter. I would say you're in the middle somewhere of the two.
Mayo.
Mayo?
I would say I'm at mayo.
We're at mayo now. I don't know, is mayo stringy like that? We're getting there.
Mayo's like kind of like a...
Or it's like the all-natural peanut butter. That's disgusting and super watery. It's basically that. Maybe we'll do one more round, or what do you think?
I think one more round.
It's going to be 10 minutes of us mixing. It's going to be Sir Mix-a-Lot. You guys see the dust coming up? Right in her eyes and hair. Definitely going to need a shower after this. Alright, look. This is where we decided is enough. Pretty thick. So I'm going to use this to apply in here. I did spray some cleaner on this think this is too thin. You might even need to go a little thicker.
Is it dripping?
Inevitably, you'll get an itch on your face. Just try to work through it. Alright. That looks appropriately horrible. I'm going to apply a little more to the other side since we ran out when we were doing a test run. Always do a small batch first. So on this side we are kind of running out. We need to bridge outward so it has something to hold on to. This is just going to give it a little more structure. Okay, you're never going to get all the hairs to not hang off, so let's go lay this on there. So we have a fiberglass sheet. It's gonna add a lot of structure. I'm gonna use about half of it.
And the other half will go in that one.
Yes.
It's like you're frosting a cake.
It's toxic.
So you're trying to embed it?
Yes, I'm trying to get it embedded in the fiber, the grid. What do you think?
I think that looks like it went through now. Looks fully
A little over
saturated. Maybe just a little spot right there.
Yes, it feels right. I mean, this is like familiar to me because this is what I've done in the past on automotive applications. See if I can climb in here without touching anything.
I touched the butt! Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
What?
Can you make sure I didn't push out the plug?
Oh, yeah, let's go double check that. Nope. Nice and flat. Oh wow, that looks so much better.
It's going to be so strong now.
It looks so much, like, smoother.
Yeah. Okay. So now remember, this is just the base coat too.
Yeah.
Do one more for the other side.
On to the second one.
Insults. No pushing.
angle on this.
No, I can't even see what I'm doing. Okay. All right.
So that's one. And then that's the other one. And I guess we're done for tonight. So now we gotta wait 10 to 15 hours for it to cure.
So then we'll do the outside.
Yep. So we decided to try to do a little bit on the outside. A little bit on this side. Now we're gonna try on this side.
Okay, it's the next day. It's pretty solid. So we're gonna go ahead and peel this tape off. Back up.
Everyone's very excited.
Of course, the tape shreds. So it's solid. I actually bought a syringe. I'm going to inject some of that pasty stuff into the seam so we don't have a hollow area around the plugs.
Yeah, those look
They
pretty.
look gross, but they're hard and it works.
Yep.
So let's mix up some more fiberglass and finish the outside, and we'll have to sand probably tomorrow after it dries all day. Alright, so we have the 105 epoxy resin. You want 5 parts of this, hence the bigger container. So I don't have a scale or measuring cup, so I'm just gonna wing it. You should probably not be like me. Do as I say, not as I do. And then the 206 hardener. They're both clear. Take a good look at that. See in there? So you have to stir it, and I suggest putting it in disposable products because they'll probably be ruined afterwards. So you want to mix this for 1 minute. Alright, the nice thing about this West System product is that it doesn't smell. In the past, I've had other ones that stink up the whole building. This one's nice, it's not too stinky for those of you who are sensitive to that kind of thing. So I just put my mask on. The next step is to start putting in the 404 high density filler. This stuff is super easy to get airborne. It's like confectioner's powder. You know, like if you sneeze on this, it's not gonna be good. So they don't tell you a ratio on the packaging that you need to do. They just tell you what consistency you're looking for. So in my case, where I'm doing structural repair, you want it to be thicker, like peanut butter. So I'm just going to stir this in. You kind of guess and check. So put some in and stir it. Put some in and stir it. In the past, I've had to probably add this about 5 times before you get it as thick as you need it to be. So expect to be here for a couple minutes. Go ahead and stir some in. Okay. If you put it all in at once, it'll just go to airborne when you try to stir it. Okay, so you see the gaps? Pretty big. Cardboard easily fits in there. So these are the cheap syringes at Walmart. It took us a while to find them. They were in the medicine section. So Sandra's over here mixing the filler in. So I'm thinking it's going to be a little too thick if we get it to full peanut butter thickness. So we're going to get it to just like, yeah, mayonnaise or something a little thinner than peanut butter. Put it in the syringe, inject a bunch in, and then we're going to continue thickening the fiberglass and then do the outside, since it doesn't have to go through the tiny little pinhole. Okay, we have a Walmart syringe. Man, I wish these things made slide whistle noises. Fill that gap.
Just inject it all in there. This turned out to be easier than expected. In the hole, yep. Wow.
That took a lot. Do you want me to do this one too?
Here's the other side. Okay, this side we did as a test run already. Okay, so now we're going to add more filler fiberglass and thicken up the mixture. And I don't know, do you think we should try the fabric?
I don't think we need
The
to.
grid on the outside?
I don't think so. I think it would make it look bumpy.
Yeah, I think it'll screw up the texture. We'll have to we would end up having to build up a whole bunch of material to cover the grid pattern.
Yeah, no. I think
So we'll just use that filler. After all, that's what it's for, and we can sand it smooth. And yeah, it'll look great. Alright, we have the thicker mixture.
more peanut buttery.
Very chunky. So you're going to want to lay this stuff on pretty thick, and then you can kind of shape it. It's expected to have to do quite a bit of sanding afterwards, so don't skimp out.
Are we going on this part too?
Yeah, spread it out a little bit, that way you can blend the surfaces. You need the fiberglass to have something to hold on to. Okay, we've used up all of our fiberglass. This needs to dry for a few hours. It's the morning time. I'll probably come back after dinner and add another coat or possibly sand. I need to see how it looks. Sometimes it'll start to bubble and change a little bit as it cures. So I'll just have to determine what needs to be done next after dinner. Okay, so the last coat cured. I have a flappy disc here. I'm just going to, now you don't want to do the full amount of sanding with this because it's going to be a rough finish. I already did this side. I'm just trying to knock down some of the really high spots that are going to take me forever to sand. So definitely wear a mask for this. You'll see why. Okay, I have a 100 grit piece of sandpaper and a 2x4. Grit is just to get it real level, and then we'll put the right finish on. Alright guys, I finished sanding with 100 grit. I switched to a 200 grit, and then I switched to 200 grit wet sanding. And then after that, I think it was either 600 or 800 grit just to finish it off. That one was quick. I didn't spend much time on that because the gel coat will cover it. Then I washed everything off with a solvent, and then I rinsed it off with water, and I wiped it dry, and I actually pushed the boat back off of the wet puddle that I made. Then I started mixing the gel coat, and man, that stuff really stunk really bad. I really should have more than this type of mask. I mixed like pretty much a full coffee cup, and that turned out to be about twice as much as I needed. So I just applied it. The directions call for applying it every 4 hours. You're going to want to do 3 coats. So this is the 3rd day of me working on these 2 little holes. And, you know, we all have obligations. So I got somewhere to go. I'm trying to rush. That's why I just did a time lapse. So I'll be back in a couple hours, probably more like 6, to do the 2nd coat, and then maybe another coat late tonight. And tomorrow I'll probably be able to sand it after work. Okay, coat number 2. You can't put your fingernail into it, so that means it's ready. All right, Sunday night, 9 at night, I should be sleeping. But I'm here in the shop doing coat number 3 of the gel coat. After this, I should be done completely. Just a final sanding, hopefully tomorrow, and we'll be good. So I ran out of paintbrushes. So I have this old, I think it's supposed to be just for show. It's like a Japanese paintbrush. So I have no other option. I'm just going to do the last coat with this goofy thing. Let's see how it works. Ah, I can't believe I'm doing this. That's what she said. All right. Maybe I shouldn't record and do this. All right. I'll show you guys a picture when I'm done. Whew. All right. Everything's dry. I've been sanding this for about an hour. My arm's about to fall off. I should probably have some kind of sander, but I've just been using sandpaper on a 2x4, so it's kind of hard to see on camera. But this is the side I have not sanded yet, and this is the side I've been sanding, so it's looking pretty good. I'm ready to be done with this project, so I'll probably finish sanding, stay late tonight, finish sanding that side, a couple more minutes on this side, and just be done with it. On to the next project. So that's it. I know this has been a long one. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week. Probably gonna do some C10 updates next. Yeah, see you then.